they had French fries, regular hamburgers, regular cheeseburgers, and onion rings, and that was it. It wasn't like a grandiose menu.
Well, you know how to tell the story. What about Dr. Death? You told us some Dibiase stuff. Anything with Death back in the day?
Dr. Death, man. Doc was absolutely a maniac, to say the least. And we had been out. You and I talked about this one time. We were right there off Edgebrook in I-45 in Houston. And now it's La Hacienda. Something like that. And this was a great nightclub. And everybody there, so we could go in there. And sometimes Doc would imbibe and a lot of different things. And I don't know that Doc really liked cocaine, but he loved the smell.
Got it.
And so when he come out, and you always got the assholes. You can always pick them out. That's the one. That's the guy. When you walk into a bar, that's the guy that's going to, at the end of the night, come up and fuck with you. And sure enough, man, a group of guys that were leaving the bar had to come fuck with you. And
Like y'all are those phony wrestlers or whatever.
And Doc basically ran these motherfuckers down in the parking lot. And the guy got in his big ass. He had a Bronco, huge, lifted up, high Bronco. And Doc stood in the middle of the parking lot, challenging the Bronco. Come on, let me over, pussy. Come on. And the guy was scared to death. Doc was going to hurt his Bronco.
So, as he's challenging the Bronco, are you remembering all the smells he had enjoyed earlier in the night and wondering if that played back?
Oh boy. Yeah, and Teddy's was, hey man, he might listen to you. Look at him. He ain't going to listen to anybody.
Yeah.
And so I go over and I kind of try to grab his arm and shit. And go, come on, Doc, let's go, man. Fuck this shit. And the guy, like, has to have that one last comment.
Now go for the
And
next
when
match.
Doc charges the Bronco, and the guy puts it in reverse, running. The guy's in a giant Bronco. The
Just running.
hood
Yeah.
is as high as our head.
Yeah.
And a man is chasing him down, and he's backing up, terrified. And then Doc got on the Bronco and started shaking it and crawled up on the hood and things like that. The guy shit his pants, and we finally got Doc in the car because there were some fine law enforcement officers who decided to pay a visit that time of night. And we didn't visit him just enough during the night. We didn't want to visit with these particular police officers.
Sure.
So he laid down and got in the car and got out of it.
Chat me up about your old pal, good old.
JR and I, man, we were sitting in the car, and before we even got out of the parking lot for the rental car, Jim and I, we get in the car. Now, it's a long flight from Houston to Dallas, almost an hour. And that's a pretty long flight to go without being able to imbibe and the ganja. So as soon as we get someplace where we get in that car, and I'd reach down and I'd pull out a nice material, and we would proclaim we are going to die in this car tonight, and peel out of the deal, and just we would hand them the contract with a joint in our hand, and just see you later. Probably not. Take off. We'd go stay at a little holiday there at Dallas Fort Worth Airport. It was quite interesting. That's what we went to in Fort Worth, Dibiase and I. So we would have the matches at Billy Bob's, and Billy Bob's next door, the world's largest honky tonk. They would have concerts. And Tanya Tucker was performing this one night. Tanya was wearing light blue spandex pants. And Ted and I are sitting front row. We're pretty fucked up. And we start looking at Tanya and notice that Tanya had a spot on her pants. It kept getting bigger and bigger.
Oh, okay.
And it looked like a very moist spot. And we're pointing and laughing. And she notices this and she stops her concert. Just shuts it down. She says, I noticed a couple guys up here in the front row are trying something to just pinpoint up here and everything. And I'd like to point it out. Thank you guys. But you know what they say? You always sweat when you're the hottest. And they'll take a little spotlight, put it right on her sopping wet crotch. And she walked off stage. And now everybody's pissed at Dibiase and I because they think that we've ruined it, ended the show. And she went back, put on a pair of jeans, and came back out, finished the show, and she was cool with us. But yeah, she looked like she was sweating out down there.
Alrighty.
But it was fun. Yeah, we used to have a lot of fun down there because it was easy and it was a close-knit group. And JR, it would be from time to time. JR at that time in his life loved to not be at home, and so he would come out and party. And Jim was fun. He had some fun. It was absolutely hilarious. We had some fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe this is real, but we not only got a handicapper, but we got the best ever. How are you so good at handicapping this game? 4-0, that's quite a streak already.
Let's talk about every pick I've given this year in the NFL. I've given 23 and 8. Every pick I've given this year. 4 weeks in the bag, 23 and 8. There's nobody in the country that can match what I do, but I always make sure, because anybody Conrad could make up anything. They can tell you and blow smoke and oh, I'm the greatest. But I am independently monitored and documented. What I say or I don't believe it, I send every pick to an independent monitoring and documentation service that has been picked before the game goes off and then publishes it after the game goes off. So everybody can see what I gave. It is the best start I've ever had. I've never been this good. You don't win every week. 4 weeks in a row, everything you put out. It's been the kind of year I've had. So get on a hot streak, because when a guy's on a hot streak like me, you want to ride it. I've always had a talent for winners. Never quite as high as I am right now, but I've always been very good at it. And I think it's because I do more homework than anybody else. The average guy or gal watching this podcast, they don't have time. They have a career, they have jobs. They might read the newspaper, go online and see something, but they don't have time 80 hours a week to study the game. That's what I do, and I have a team of guys behind me, my consultants. Every week we get together 3 times a week, and they throw their ideas at me, I throw my ideas at them, and I create the final 5 plays on Saturday and Sunday in college and pro football. I've got a great team behind me too, because we're all doing together hundreds of hours of homework, so you don't have to. It's all at VegasWinners.com.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to VegasWinners.com right now. Let's win some money. You becoming a part is really just through the call. And we talked to Bromwell last week about different road trips with Jim Ross. Any other interesting travel stories from back in the day? You're working Minto?
Everybody lived in Alexandria, Louisiana, which was the halfway point in between Oklahoma, Mississippi, Texas, all of the towns in Louisiana. So most of the boys and the talent and everything lived in Alex. I did some road trips when we took over the merchandising and concessions, where we went to all of the live events, and that was a short-lived situation for me anyway, because that left no one back in Houston to run the office. And Mid-South was a big, that was a driving territory. It was big. But Jim Ross and I used to travel together when we would do TV. We'd go on Friday night and you would do Houston TV. And get on the plane, Southwest or American Airlines on Saturday morning and fly to Dallas, Fort Worth. We'd do television at Billy Bob's in Fort Worth. From there, you get on the plane the next morning and fly to Tulsa or Oak City, where we were doing TV on Sunday. And after television on Sunday night, we drove to Bixby, right outside of Tulsa. Stayed at the, whatever it was, Quality Inn or Comfort Suites or whatever the hell it was, in Bixby, Oklahoma. Now, you know how much Uber Eats and Grubhub they got in Bixby, Oklahoma?
Probably no.
That'd be zero.
Yeah.
And Domino's stopped midnight.
Aren't all Domino's stopping eventually? Do you have a 24/7 Domino's like that?
In the beginning, they were 24 hours, or they were later than midnight.
I had no idea.
Well, fuck, because you were a goddamn little baby.
I'm just saying, even now, I don't think you can order pizza after midnight in Alabama.
Well, you should, especially in Alabama. I'm gonna run for Pizza Congress in Alabama. I'm gonna get you after midnight pizza.
I'm supporting your platform right now.
Okay, then we'll do that. You and me. You can be my co-supporter.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you had to get all your eating materials and all that shit before you went to the barn and do promos on Monday morning in the barn behind Bill's house. It was actually a barn.
You mentioned Ted Dibiase a little earlier. What was it about Ted that made him work so well against JYD and Duggan?
Man, Teddy just had chemistry with those two guys, and Ted could work with a broom and make that broom look like $1 million. Ted was smooth, second generation, but also Ted had credibility in that area. Teddy came in and was that stalwart. He'd been around for a long time. They knew him. Teddy had been babyface, had been healed, and babyface, healed, gone back and forth. The best thing that ever happened to Ted's career was when he finally left in '87 to go do $1 Million Man, because I think Ted got into a rut in Mid-South. Always a top guy, but didn't always draw the best out of all the top guys.
Jump a guy and start beating on him, and then take his fork out of his pants and start jabbing a guy with the fork, and the guy's bleeding everywhere, and then he's bleeding everywhere. Then he drops his elbow, his whole body covers the guy, and it's a free-for-all brawl. That's not being a pro wrestler. That's being a brawler. That now I guess he doesn't even get in the ring anymore. And I've seen matches a couple of years ago where he started the match right from the locker room.
Now in a match with that dude, I mean, is he really from the Sudan, and is he really forking his opponents?
No, he's not really from the Sudan, and he was supposed to be on all his interviews. He never talked, which was what he did. He was silent and always had a manager to talk for him. And then he'd go out in the restaurants. We'd go out in Puerto Rico somewhere. When he was there, he's talking to everybody. He's wearing jewelry. He's got his jewelry on. He's got his big belt buckle on, and he's just saying everything to everybody. But yet they see him on TV the day before, and he's not talking. And he's from the Sudan. No, he's from Windsor, Ontario, or somewhere in Canada. And he came over to Detroit, and that's where he broke in. And he broke in trying to emulate or be like the the original Sheik from Detroit, and this original Sheik never wrestled either. He carried the fork and jabbed people. Did he jab them? I'm sure he might have. I mean, there's probably some guys floating around that can say, yeah, he jabbed me with a fork and he jabbed me really, really hard.
Should I have expected when I wrestled Abdullah, knowing that pro wrestling is an athletic performance, should I have expected going into that match that I would be cut by him and hurt for real?
You never expect someone to start taking on a blade and or razor blade that they use on themselves or wherever it might have come from, start using it on you. I mean, it happened to me a couple of times in my